Alright, to get started, let's go create a new project. Now, Ability System doesn't support Blueprint fully, so we have to do C++. And we do need to do some coding down the way, but you know, it's not gonna be super hard. Let's choose the third person. Oh, let's actually do the first person because we have a bigger area to play with. We'll swap out the character to a third person character. Leave everything as default and just find a place to store it and create project. So this is going to take a little while. I'm going to pause the video until it's done. Okay. Alright, so this is gonna open the project and also have Visual Studio also open, but this is gonna take a while to go through the compilation, not compilation, but it's trying to sort out the files, so your machine could be hurling like mine, but you know, it's gonna take a little while. Meanwhile, we're actually gonna steal some asset here. Let's look for Shinbi. Okay, this is one of the Paragon character here we're gonna use as our primary character. You can just get it. I already own it, so just click on it. This is free, right? And you just add it to your project. Okay, and choose your project, and it should be fun. Okay. So let me do that real quick. Add the project. This is gonna take a while to go through the progress. Download the file and add it to your project. Okay. Alright, so when that is done, you can go look into your content and you can take a look at the folders. You can see this one folder called Paragon Shinbi. That's actually all the asset of that character. Okay, we have the blueprint, and we have the character. Okay. Alright. So we can actually go ahead and set everything up from scratch instead of using what we're having here already, just to walk you through the process of setting up our character. Okay, so to do that, I'm gonna go back to the content browser. You can click on that little hide and show the source panel. Go to C++ classes, Ability System, and we're gonna create our character here. It does have a character here already, but that's actually a first-person shooter. Like this one. I don't really want to use this guy at all, so I'm gonna delete that. Okay. Instead, I'm gonna just create my own character from scratch. So right click here, I'm gonna say new C++ classes and just find the character as the parent class. Go next, and I can call this character base, and that's gonna be my base character. And I also can make it public or private if you wanted to do that. And then you can say create class. Alright, this is still gonna take a little while before it compiles, so we're gonna wait for that to finish. Alright, so when that compilation is done, we can see now we do have this character base. Okay. Now we don't really have to set up all the components here. We can actually do that in the blueprint. So let's go ahead and grab that class, the public and character base. We're going to right click and create a blueprint class based on that, and let's go ahead and create a folder. We can call this guy blueprints. Okay, inside of it I can create another folder and call this characters. Okay, and in here then we can go ahead and create our character. So right click, create blueprint class based on that, and now I can open to that folder I created and name this guy BP character base. Now this is gonna be the base class for all the characters including the enemy class. So BP underscore character base and create blueprint class. Alright, now that's gonna give me a character class that I can work on. We can actually just stop it here. Alright, now for the mesh, I'm going to choose the Shinbi skeletal mesh, so this guy. Alright, and I have to reposition the body. We can turn off that snapping to the grid so that we can just drag it. I think it's something around 80, 88, something like that. Okay. And also rotate the character so that she's facing towards the blue arrow. We can compile and save this. Alright. So after that, we can also say, how about we create a camera? So I'm gonna go create a spring arm to start with. We can call this camera boom. Oops. And underneath that, then we can add this camera component. Okay. We can call this guy player I. Okay. Now in the default settings, any actor, if you have a camera on that actor, when you possess it, it's going to use that as the view target. Okay. You can turn that off actually, but we just use the default setting. Okay. Alright. Compile and save that. Now one more thing I want to do is I want to have a game mode. So for now we can just create a blueprint one. We may need to choose to rebase it to a CPP if we want to do something more complicated, but for now let's just create a game mode base. I can call this guy BP game mode, and inside of it I'm gonna double click and change a few things. The player character class, default pawn class here, and change that to my BP character base. And just to use this game mode, I can go here and say edit, project settings. Underneath method modes, I can change my default mode to BP game mode. Okay. Now when I go ahead and play, I should see my character there. Alright, so that's the first setup I want to go through in the first tutorial, and moving on to the next one, we're going to keep building up our character. Okay, see you next time.